Great, man. Great.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Thank you so much for joining us. As we always do before we get started, guys, make sure you go to dynastymirror.com. Again, make sure you go to dynastymirror.com. When you're there, while you are there, okay, once again, guys, there's 84,000 of you. With that being said, 84,000 books should have been sold. I should be on the New York Times bestseller list, okay? So,
Let's
guys,
get you there, man.
yeah, we're gonna get there. So if you guys have not purchased the book yet, or books, children's books, if you have not purchased them yet, make sure you go to dynastymirror.com. Go grab your book. Also grab your shirt while you're there. Brother Fitzgerald has on the Africa's My Therapy shirt. This is the African Ancestral Spirituality Roll Call shirt. Make sure you guys go grab a shirt, grab a book. And again, it helps us grow. Like I tell you guys, we don't have the CBS, the NBC, the BET, the TBS, the TNT, the CNN budget. But if you guys contribute, we'll get there and we'll grow this platform and start building our own, which is in the works, which is definitely in the works. And also too, instead of me just asking for you guys to just contribute and donate, just cause I like to have something that I can offer you guys, tangibles that I can offer you guys. So you have the books, you have the shirts. So guys, please go and support and buy that. Also like, share, and subscribe to the content. Again, like, share, and subscribe. Guys, again, make sure you share this video. Even if you don't find value in it, somebody will. So please make sure you share this video and then become a monthly Patreon, patreon.com, search for Huru. Again, patreon.com, search for Huru, you guys. Again, become a monthly Patreon. On my Patreons, I owe you guys some postcards. I'll be sending those out here no later than tomorrow. So patreon.com, search for Huru, become a monthly Patreon. Without further ado, we have Brother Fitzgerald Stevens on with us today, and he's still a little upset about how that game turned out on Saturday between Auburn and Georgia. But it's what it is, and he's really gonna be upset in about 2 weeks when the Bulldogs pull up into Tuscaloosa, and what's it called? What's that stadium? What's that amateur that thing you call a football stadium you guys got in
Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Yeah, is that what you guys call it? That I don't know what it is. That little high school stadium, that little junior high.
Yeah. We got to do better.
Yeah, you guys got to do better, man. So we're gonna pull up at Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Hey, man, that was a great win you gave with Auburn. I didn't expect it, but no problem. Kudos, you called it right.
Yeah. So same thing is gonna happen in a couple of weeks. We're gonna pull up to that little high school, junior high stadium they got called Bryant-Denny, that glorified college football stadium.
Hey, I love you, man. You have that same passion for your team as I do mine.
But Fitzgerald, thank God they have these COVID restrictions. So instead of y'all getting dragged in front of over 100,000 people, it won't be as many people because they're gonna limit the amount of people who can actually attend the game. So thank God.
We'll see, man. We'll see. Unfortunately for you, fortunately for us, Nick Saban is 20-0 against all his assistants, against all his former assistants. Your coach is one of his former assistants. 20-0.
So I mean, he's about to be 20-1 in a couple weeks. Be 20-1.
How do you say that with a straight face, man? I'm mesmerized. How you can?
It's our year, man. It's our year for sure. Like I said, we pulling up the Bryant-Denny. You guys just worry about coming out of SEC West. That's all. Just worry about coming out of the SEC West. Just worry about getting past. Well, you guys should win. Yeah, you guys should win the SEC West. But still, just worry about coming out of SEC West. Because after we beat you guys and your morale is down, you guys might slip up against Auburn in the Iron Bowl, and you might slip up against LSU. You guys just focus on coming out of the SEC West. Just that should be your focus. Just make sure you come out of SEC West. I know we're coming out of these. So, like I said, we're gonna pull up the Tuscaloosa in a couple of weeks.
So you're gonna get past Florida.
We gonna win out, Fitzgerald. We win it out. We got the top defense in the nation, Fitzgerald. Did you watch the game Saturday?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it.
Yeah, we got the top defense in the nation. We win it out, Fitzgerald. I want you, and you're gonna bear witness, Fitzgerald, to the best team in college football, them Georgia Bulldogs. You're gonna bear witness in a couple weeks. Again, we pull up to Tuscaloosa, and we can play out in the Dreamland parking lot, play you guys at the Student Center, wherever you guys want to play. Like, if you don't want to play in the stadium, you guys don't feel comfortable playing in the stadium.
Dynas, people hear you on your stream more than they hear me. To everyone who doesn't, Dynas, he knows that his team is going to lose to my team. He knows that his alma mater is going to lose to my alma mater, Alabama. He knows that Alabama is a superior team. Alabama is by far lights out against him in Georgia, and many other people out there too. Anybody else I pick out there, he knows that. But see, what he has to do, he has to sound confident, can convince you guys that he actually knows what he's talking about on there. That's why he has to, he spooks up and around there, and he's in his mind, he's like saying, man, I hope I'm right, I hope I'm right, I hope I'm right, I hope I'm right. You're wrong, So we'll go ahead and let you do that, man. This is a great time to be alive. Great time.
So that's gonna happen. But today's topic is soon there will no longer be a middle class.
Now, there is no middle class right now.
Fitzgerald, you're right. Because I remember earlier this year or last year, I showed you that video of people making six figures living in trailers in the Bay Area, living in campers. And so I showed you that video. And then let's look at Atlanta, because that's where I met you, and you used to live here. I used to live here. Back in 2000, 2008, you could get a new lease in life in Atlanta. You come to Atlanta, finding your job, making $40,000, $50,000, find you a house, $100,000, 3,000 square feet, sitting on half an acre.
Yeah.
Fitzgerald, those days are over.
Yeah. Well, you had places like that out in Douglasville, man, Douglas County, definitely down in Hembry County where I used to live, and even South Fulton County. You don't see that anymore.
It's over.
You don't see that anymore. I mean, did I tell you that time, man? I used to have a 2-bedroom townhouse in East Point, about 10 miles away from Atlanta, that I was paying somewhere along the line about $530 or somewhere like that. And I got annoyed because they went up to $540. Oh man, I can't be paying this. 2-bedroom townhouse, man. Good area, right on the routes. Just gosh, man, dude, what can you get for $540?
Nothing. If it's back during those times too, you can get in Atlanta, you can get a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment for $700. Yeah,
up there Ponce de Leon and
yeah, exactly, all day, no problem. Now, in fact, now you can forget about it. And if it's where I live, so I bought my house in 2014 for $185,000.
That's a house for that amount, man. That is a whole lot of house for that amount.
Well, that was 2014. I was making good money, but the same amount of money I was making in 2014, I was making that now in 2020. As far as how much how much everything has went up in this neighborhood, I probably wouldn't be able to afford to get in here.
So the West End is not the old West End that we remember.
Oh God, West End, Cascade. Oh no, no. You can forget about it. Like, you have to be upper middle class now for sure. Or have
now, what numbers for people to get an idea of what we're talking about? When you say upper middle class, what type of household income are you talking per year to for your mind to be qualified to be considered upper middle class?
If you don't have any debt, no student loans, no car note.
People do. So what's the factor on that? What's the income? Where they have to be? 300, 250,000?
I was gonna say 250,000. If you're typical, you got college, you got student loan debt, you got kids, car note, 250,000. That's exactly 50.
I know an individual that makes money like that. He can't afford to miss a check.
Yeah.
No. What do you see happening in the future? Do you see whether there'd be some governmental relief, because with these runaway housings and especially with the housing, because that takes the lion's shares of people's budget, just to put just for housing. That's sometimes that could be much as 40% of people's take home pay, as far as to do that for a month, which is very significant. What do you see some of the helps that the government can do, or is the government
Hell,
well, you like to think so, man.
it's
I
not
mean,
gonna happen.
a huge percentage of those poor are in fact children and are elderly.
When did the government start caring about our children?
I'm just saying.
Like, and they keep talking about affordable housing. Affordable housing never came. It never came for sure. Affordable housing.
It's interesting. That doesn't seem to be much on the debate as far as on the ballot box, should I say, that I hear either side referring to right now. But I mean, they're really talking about healthcare, but I don't see prices really kind of streamlining for healthcare. Healthcare seems to be a runaway train. And I know, man. I mean, I have, fortunately, I'm able to keep my stuff a little bit cool. I had to pick up my high blood pressure meds today, and I buy it for 3 months, and that was like $40 for 3 months. Not bad. But I'm more so in the preventative aspect to try to keep myself healthy, where I don't have to even get in that system in the first place. Unfortunately, my mother deals with the high blood pressure, so I guess mine's a lot hereditary. No, I had to quit drinking coffee as a result of that, because coffee kept spiking my blood pressure. As much as I love that, I had to wean myself off of that. But around that, I get out there and I try to do what as much as I can. So, because I'm not as bad as a lot of people, and some people that I hear or who are literally playing with their lives because they don't have proper income, proper insurance, and cost of living is going up so much. They're rationing their insulin. That's profound, and it's a couple people have actually lost their lives because of that. I mean, it's a big deal, man. With having proper resources and other things, it's a big deal. It's more than just buying alligator shoes and Coach purses and Jimmy Choo and Nine West shoes and all that kind of stuff. It literally could be the blood of life and death. I mean, we're not even talking about Dynasta. How many children go hungry, or how many mothers, single mothers, have to they in order for their children sometimes to get double portion, they don't eat, and so the father's trying to struggle to provide for his family, and then on top of that, there seems to be some attack on the poor, as if you decided you're going to be there, as if you're lazy and all that. So it's nothing can be further from the truth. And so a lot of these programs, a lot of programs that, for example, that would involve school lunches. Well, we may not think anything school lunch is a big deal if we're at a certain level in our income. But for some people, many families, that's the way those children actually get a decent meal. I mean, it's raw out there, dude. No, it's raw out there. So when you guys start hearing me talk about building wealth, controlling your own income streams, I mean, I have a pure hatred of poverty. I've seen what it does. I mean, I've seen the destruction that it's capable of doing to families, and I mean, it literally can come down to life or death. Somewhere right now, there's a senior who's worked years and put herself or himself in a position. Right now, they work that good job, what they call, and they get something like 40% of that so-called good job that they needed 100% to live off of. Oh, they have their housing paid for, and they have a lot of their stuff, their stuff paid for and things. But that with the medicine that keeps going up in price, a lot of times they're having to choose between, do I eat a decent meal or do I take my medications? That's why it's so important to take care of your body in your younger years. And you don't need to be doing the smoking and the turning up the Hennessy. Hennessy fine, You don't need to be, balling out and all that, and putting the reef and the nicotine in you and all that, because it's going to be a price to pay for that. And it literally, if you don't have proper income streams coming in, when you most need them, when you're not able to work, and when your ability to work has been greatly compromised, I mean, that's not a situation I would want to see anyone in. So therefore, I feel it's just a necessity to get this message out so we can really, really be prepared, for when that time comes. Old age is going to come. Diane, it occurred to me, man, and I guess I was talking to my brother, man, and he was saying, it's like, hey, you got to you really got to take this easy, man. You got to take it easy. He said, you're a senior. You say you're a senior citizen. I say, no. I said, man, I don't feel like I don't even think I'm a senior citizen. He said, yeah, I know, but you kind of are. 56 years old. You should have got your AARP card. But I don't think I'm a senior citizen, even though I am. Even though I can go there and get the senior discounts. I mean, I'll call myself an elder, but I don't feel like it. I don't think about it. All I know is I wear glasses now to see from far.
All right.
My eyesight used to be like an eagle's, literally. My reflexes were ultra quick, all this stuff. And there's certain things I can't or I don't want to do anymore. I used to be able to ride, great distances, and I could pull all-nighters and, get up and do it again. I can't do that no more. I can't do that more. I don't like walking upstairs. Sometimes I get these pains in my knees. I'm like, man, I'm gonna want to get me a house with a ranch, but so many things change. So many things have changed. They change gradually. But I do know that just because just because I've become an elder, thank God for allowing me to see it. And I still know that income is going to have to be on the table, because maybe sometimes I'm not just going to feel like going out there and spending time just working, and maybe I'm just not going to have the just the patience to do it anymore. So, but still, that doesn't negate my obligations. So, Dinaz, I don't think it's a middle class.
No, I don't either.
Middle class anymore. I think that middle class America, that sounds good on a political slogan. I don't think it's a middle class.
Yeah, like even if you're sorry to cut you off, guys, make sure you hit that like button again. Please hit that like button. Like, share, and subscribe. Again, hit the like button, like, share, subscribe. And also Sierra Leone. We are going to Sierra Leone April 21st to the 30th. Again, April 21st to the 30th. If you would like to join us, send me an email or go to searchforhuru.com, and I will get the information to you. Like Fitzgerald, even I remember you could move to Conyers, Stone Mountain, and they were just giving stuff away. But now prices up there went up. Like it's just everywhere is going up.
Well, it has to. It's not necessary. Diane, it's like we spoke about for several times on the shows and many occasions. Prices are not necessarily going up. Okay, let me clarify that. They're not necessarily going up. However, the purchasing power of your dollar, your naira, your Guyanese dollar, your Australian dollar, your South African rand, the purchasing power is going down due to inflation. You think things are going up because it takes more of those dollars and that currency in order to acquire the same amount of goods and services, i.e., that it used to take maybe 10 years ago. And it's going to continue doing that because you have runaway inflation, which is nothing but termites to your money. You have runaway taxation, which is just extracting what little wealth you have left over, and then you have a decimation of high paying jobs. No, for us middle class, for example, when I say that, and I'm not talking about necessarily going to the STEM technologies, the science, technology, engineering, and math. No, those are great jobs. Those are great high paying jobs. But it used to be back around not too far, about maybe a generation ago. No, my father's generation. Manufacturing was huge, like with Ford and the steel companies operating up in the Northeast, Bethlehem Steels, and many other industries that have pretty much have been pretty much decimated. You could go to one of those manufacturing jobs, and you can acquire one of those, and you can feed a family of four very comfortably.
Right.
Very comfortable. And it took just it took one income earner to do it. You know, the for the most part, the wives, you know, they if they want to go out and work, they could, but for the most part, they were homemakers, which was a very, very critical part. Well, the only reason they could be home bakers, the fact that the husband, he had enough money that he could take care of everyone. You could literally do it on one income. You guys remember this? You remember this sitcom, The Brady Bunch? Here's the story. Yeah. A man named Brady with three lovely girls. Okay, Mr. Brady was an architect. He worked in home. And it was a blended family. He had three sons, and his wife brought three daughters. And they had and they also had a maid and a dog. And here, this one guy was taking care of that whole family on one salary. Think about that. Now he worked from home. You can't do that today, not unless you're doing an extraordinary amount of salary. But how many of us are professional athletes? How many of us are movie stars? How many of us are recording artists? How many of us are within ultra high paying positions? Not many. I'm talking about my logic is mostly for the masses, you know. So there is no middle class. You know how many people are really, really priced out of the housing market now? Why do you think they could charge what they want to for rent?
Joe, like I said, it's crazy that, again, 2020, the money that I was making at my former company, I might have been priced out as far as buying in the same neighborhood now.
Man, this right here. This is my first home. That was about that right there was probably about, and that's me right there with a friend of mine. That right there was in Henry County, probably about 30 something minutes from 35 minutes away from where Dynas lived. That house right there I had built custom. I put two stairwells in. It was 3,500 square feet on an acre of land. I added extra closets in, and by the time extra stairwells in it, by the time I got finished with that house was $178,000. That house was $178,000. That's what that was. 6% interest rate. I could take care of it out of my $55,000 a year salary. I didn't need my wife's income, so we was actually able to say some things, and I'll be right there, and I would be there to this very day. Hadn't I wouldn't have lost that $55,000 a year job, and I couldn't find another one. I mean, I was involved with Freebay back then. I didn't have any other income coming in, so that house left. I mean, that the mortgage on that house was only $1,310.69. If I could have made an extra $500 a week residual income, that I could have still been there. But you know what? When that happened, that I lost that home shortly after the housing crash back in 2008. And I kid you not, with my University of Alabama degree and all that, I couldn't find a job at McDonald's. I mean, the bottom fell out. So I understand the importance of have extra income that's not dependent upon your job. But I stand by what I'm saying. There is no middle class. That's an illusion. There is no middle class. What's the middle class? When a man tells me that someone who makes $100,000 a year, 6 figures a year, and he tells me in California they're sleeping in cars and vans. Yeah. I mean, I had to really question him. I knew Dynas is not one to really joke about real serious topics like that. I mean, tell me, you You got people out there with, six figures sleeping in cars, because I processed it like the region I live in, the Southeast. You don't see that, not unless you go to certain cities. And even if you're making $100,000 in Atlanta or down here in Tampa, you can still do quite well. No, you not necessarily don't have to stay around Tampa proper. You can go out on the outskirts of here, and even Atlanta. You can still have your money goes pretty good way. That's getting ready to go bye.
Right.
That's getting ready to go bye. When I hear about reports, and no, these are exceptions, but this goes to show you desperation. When I hear about reports of like people committing crimes, with sometimes they have illnesses, they can't commit they don't have adequate Medicare. When I hear about some people committing crimes just so they can get in the prison system to get Medicare, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Think about the desperateness. Think about that. No, think about that statement right there. So we talked about the gloom and doom, and no, it's not necessarily gloom and doom. It's truth. We spoke about the truth. Okay, what's the solution? Get control of your income. How do you get control of income? Start your business. Start your business. What type of your business will you? I would like to say that you have to do something like an e-commerce business, something that's over the internet, right. Something that doesn't sleep even when you are. Something that you can run from your smartphone, or you can run from your home computer. You can run directly from your home. Something that has an incredible, diverse market space, that you can capitalize off a product that people are looking for, or products that people are looking for. Ours, we here at FreeBay happen to deal with gold. Gold is money. You need to acquire that as much as you can and fast as you can. And as all of you doing so, you're getting paid for other people doing that. With FreeBay, it's free to join. Prince Amir's link is strolling right down at the end of the stream.
It's also in the chat room, guys. Click on that on my FreeBay affiliate link in the chat room. Sign up as the affiliate.
Yeah.
I will also be in the description.
Yeah, and we get to work, and you start creating residual income, getting paid off the efforts of others, and create wealth streams. You can diversify that you can diversify into other areas. So that's what Prince and Amir and I do. That's one of the things. Now you can also look to go into other areas, but it's all about acquiring income. I want to give a shout out to Couples Production, and listen to this statement here. Really listen to this. Couples Production. People are roommating with six figures. People are roommating with six figures. This is what this listener writes. I can't dispute that. I can't argue with that. I was on the bike trail, and two ladies we was at one of the rest stops. Two ladies were sitting out there talking about one of the daughters had attained a nice apartment down here in Tampa, the Clearwater area, St. Petersburg, Clearwater area. And she was saying like, yeah, she found an apartment. It only cost $1,700 a month. And and I asked her, I said, does it come with a maid? That's what I asked her. I said, does it come with a maid? Does she have a driver? Because that type of money right here, man, God, you drive about maybe 40 minutes to the south, and you get a very nice mortgage. Why you want to pay for something like that? But that's the rate. I wouldn't even want to think about apartments now. My mind is like apartments in Atlanta, because I know the area. I used to live there for several years, and around where Dynas would know this area very well. It's downtown. It's the Peachtree Street district. Well, those apartments, like you're going up towards a little area called Buckhead, and it's very, very expensive. Well, some of those apartments over there now, man, right on that street, and matter of all downtown, or in the Centennial Park, right over there, right by the world headquarters of CNN. It's nothing to pay for like $2,100, $2,300 for one of those apartments. Nothing. and they're considered luxury item apartments, and people pay it. And now landowners are totally in the driver's seat right now, because so many people can't even afford the 20 to 30% to come up with a down payment to get their mortgage now. And so you're having to rent, and they just, okay, it's great, that's good cash flow for them. But for once, someone has to see, like, okay, wait a minute, this is not sustainable. The thing that really made me want to get my home was a gentleman by the name of Chris Brown. It was a co-worker of mine. He said, Fitzgerald, man, you need to start getting you a home, dude. All you're doing is collecting a whole bunch of rent receipts. And I'll never forget that comment. So all you're doing, so I bit the bullet. Back my wife and I was together back then. I saved the money. I stayed in a 1-bedroom apartment. I liquidated some debt and went in and moved in for a home, because I was determined that I wasn't going to move from apartment to apartment.
All right.
And but that was back in 2004, man. Shoot, that's 16 years ago. The dynamics are different.
All right.
Dynamics are so different right now, but still the same thing. You got to have that income. Rick the Solomia. I'm in Woodstock. I know exactly where Woodstock is, man. That's Kennesaw County.
That's Cherokee County.
Yeah, that's Cherokee County. Okay, that's up. He's up around Cant and all that area. I know exactly. And in this time, now you guys said that Woodstock back when I was around there, it was considered the woods.
But the boot, I just said the
and so this gentleman is telling me he up there paying for a four bedroom house at $1,400. That's good.
In Woodstock.
That's good. $1,400 and $1,400 for a 4-bedroom, not apartment, for a home. That's good. That's real sustainable. And someone else wrote on here, the ATL is the new LA. I disagree.
Fitzgerald, Fitzgerald, as far as the way rents and prices are going up,
okay, then let me apologize to this listener, because see, I'm processing stuff when I was there. No. So and finance has changed that much?
Yeah, yes. Fitzgerald, listen, it's changed. Okay. Atlanta in 2020 is where LA was back in like 2012, 2011, as far as in 2011 to 2013, as far as pricing. Like it's trending up that way. Like in 2011, 2012 in Atlanta, they were giving stuff away. But LA, with my salary and me being single and not having any kids, I could have afforded something in LA, but it would have been like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, low ceilings, 1,100 square
home or apartment you would have had.
Home, and then they had some condos, but the condos were like 2-bedroom, 1-bath, maybe 600 square feet. They were small. Everything was small. But now, Fitzgerald, those 3-bedroom, and Fitzgerald, now in South Central Los Angeles, if you watch Boys in the Hood, you're not buying nothing in South Central for less than $650,000 or $700,000 right now.
Yeah, well, man, I'm a big Southeaster. Southeast. I'm being in the Southeast. This is where I was born and raised and things. So this region of the country, I'm cool with it. And Florida has one thing that really makes the housing stuff go up here in Florida is the homeowner insurance, because we don't have a state income tax, man, but you better believe, they factor in all the hurricanes and all the other stuff like that in your homeowner insurance. So it can get up there. But nevertheless, no matter where you are, you're going to have resources, and it's long past the time that we are waiting on jobs in order to give us that. I mean, it's just I don't see anything to really compensate for that. For instance, like Friday, I was telling you guys about Thursday. I'm sorry, telling you about this gentleman who had got fired from a 7-figure income job as a CFO of a Ford Motor Company, simply because the new CEO wanted someone different, so they took him away. And imagine trying to replace 7 figures. Now, I used to work at this software company, and there was this gentleman who I'll be forever grateful for him. He was a director, and he hired me based on a word of my boss. Never saw me before, but hired me based on a word of my boss. Man was a director at that place 5.5 years, and I called my boss out the blue, and just checking on him. He said, "Well, you hear about so and so?" I said, "No, well, they let him go today." And I said, "Man," I said, "Was it mutual?" He said, "Man, I don't know." I said, "I could tell you it wasn't. No one just lets a very high 6-figure salary go. Something happened." 5 years he was there. Bingo. 5 o'clock the rest of that day, 5 o'clock that day, he's gone. Now I know the man was making very good 6 figures. How do you place that? How do you place that? You see, that's why one thing, and I don't know where I got this from, but I'm still at the same way right now. That's why no matter how much money I made, I always lived below my means, ladies and gentlemen. I've always lived below my means. No, because you don't know what's going to happen. I always live below my means. I mean, I don't need it. For me going to splurge, it's what I did before the show came on. I went down to this nice fish restaurant, bought 2 pieces of fish, some vegetables for $11. That's a splurge to me. I'm not joking. That's a splurge. But the rest of the thing is, I try to make sure I have something for a rainy day fund. I still have gold, and I don't even really think about it as much. If I need to cash that in, I can live and stuff like that. But I've learned just to live below my means, and that has been a big saving grace for me. That's why I can go out there and take a $12, $15, $16 an hour job and be fine, because I keep my expenses very low. Now, do I want to grow wealth? Absolutely. Am I growing wealth? You better believe it. But I also need to be disciplined and apply the rule that my father, John Henry Stevens, taught me. And he said, "Son, make sure you always put something away. Because the sun ain't going to be shining all the time." And he's absolutely right. No, so that's what I do now. I don't sit on cash, just the fact that I sit on cash, save up some cash. Okay, how can I put this to work for me? How can I acquire more assets? How can I use this to invest to make me more money? How can I make my business my business grow? Who do I need to talk to? Or as Grant Cardone says, who has my money? Who has my money? Your money is in someone else's pocket. What does it take for you to add value where they could give it to you? Now, so we've got to get strong about really building up our incomes. You don't stop this. I'm just the old average man or woman. Stop this. That I don't need that much, or I could just get by. I'm just proud to be the middle class. That ain't nothing to be proud about. The middle class is vehemently under attack. They pay the most taxes in this country. Now, they have the most job layoffs in this country. Most of their wealth is tied up in their home. So it's something. So if you crash the equity of their home or the value, the property value, that puts their wealth greatly diminishes their wealth. Which in the home, what makes that so important is for those who can get it, and especially if you're in the right neighborhood, you have the ability to extract the equity out of that and use that to start a business. That's additionally how the other groups of people in this country have acquired business. They take it out their home. But if you have like redlining policies or discrimination in policies in banking where access to capital, it puts you in a very, very difficult situation. Not unless you have a business that you can create wealth, that you can create unlimited wealth in order to put that money to work for you. That's why we talk so much about Freebay, a networking business, starting your own networking business so you can build your residual income that keeps coming in. Whether you're out there physically doing the work or not, you're getting paid for not only for your efforts, but the efforts of other people's, just like people on your job. And, you can minimize your taxes, and you can put yourself in a position where you can realize some nice financial gains for you and your family as based upon your work and what you're doing, as opposed to using your work and your talents for someone else, and they're getting wealthy off of you solely, and you're getting very little for it. And in the end, you won't get anything for it. Maybe a pension. That's it. You last there.
Maybe.
No, that's it. You last there. Like I said, that gentleman, Diane asked, and you and I have had some stories with him offline. You know, we had a little clashes and things like that, but I'll always be grateful for the man. He gave me an opportunity. I don't have nothing bad to say about him. I won't say anything bad about him, but nevertheless, you know, you go home and tell your little two children, hey, daddy lost a job and stuff. I just hope he stacked money away, because he just got fired from a very high 6-figure job. And when in this economy, you're not leaving jobs like that unless you're put out. And you know, and you got to understand that, you know, no one is safe. There is no safe job. There is no good job. You know, and you know what? You can be at 6 figures at low. You could be at 100,000, 125, 135,000 and still be middle class. No, I mean, so you have to figure out, what can I do to add on to this wealth? And you build your business. You build your business while you have a job, and you look for ways to create additional streams of income. I really believe everyone on this stream, you ought to be looking at least creating a minimum of 3 income streams.
7.
You know, we're working your way up to 7, but at least 3 income streams that are not dependent upon you physically going out there to do a job. Now, whatever they are, I'm not talking about open up a legal pharmacist business or something like that. But, you know, but whatever you need to do, you need to figure out, how do I create additional streams of income that my family and I can be protected in case I lose this job, or in case my wife loses this job, or, you know, or in case my girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, whoever loses this job. You know, what can I do to make up for that revenue? And you need to really sit down strongly, whatever part of the world you're in. You need to sit down. If you're single, sit down with yourself, get you a notepad, piece of paper, and write up a couple scenarios. If you have a significant other, you and your woman need to be sitting in there. Hey, you know, this is what we need to do. This is what we need to make on. Now, this is what our household income. Do we need to add more onto it in order to maintain my current lifestyle? Okay, this is the figure we need to make in a year. Now let's take your job away. Let's take my job away. How do we get this? How do we maintain and grow this income at 10% a year without jobs? What can we do? And you need to have this conversation like yesterday. I mean, it's over for doing that. You know how many people who think they got great positions, just being let off. See, a lot of people, ladies and gentlemen, they're real concerned about titles. Right. Oh, I'm senior manager. I'm district. I'm regional manager. You know, like Prince Amir told me. Title's not sexy. Income is. You hear me quote that at the industry every stream. Titles are not sexy. Income is. You know, I left Publix, and I picked up my medication. They said $40, you know, and they didn't say, man, what do you do? You know, what job you work? Whatever. You have the money. Do you have the money? Do you not? Friday, I couldn't. My card was not cooperating. So I had the money, but I couldn't access it. Guess what? Medicine didn't come home. Guess what? Medicine didn't get home. Guess who had some elevated blood pressure readings on Sunday? I'm like, God, man, where the heck this come from? Man, my stuff is up. You know, what am I doing? I cut down on my car. Okay, man, let me go get my meds. I've been off of those. No matter how good I'm feeling, let me go get that. I walked away from it Friday because I couldn't access my capital. And then it's like, oh, okay, Fitzgerald, you know, you're great. You spend a lot of money here on it with Publix. We see you down there a lot getting those black eyed peas that you love. So I go down there a lot. Okay, here you go. No, I still had to have capital, and you have to have capital. And this applies wherever you are in the world. You know, I could take the same concept and use it in Africa, use it in Europe, use it in Montreal, use it in Paris, the same capital. I'm confident, as I stated yesterday, you can drop me off anywhere in the world. You can drop me off anywhere in the world. That includes me not knowing your language. I'm going to thrive because I'm an entrepreneur. I know how to create jobs. I'm going to study the market, look at the market, see what's happening, we see what's not happening, see what industry I can create, and I'm going to put something myself. And pretty soon I will start off myself, and then I'll be hiring people, you know, and put something together. In the meantime, but over here, well, you know, if I want to become a Walmart seller, an Amazon seller, open up my own freebie gold business, open up my own YouTube channel, I'm going to find a way to win, because at the end of the day, I'm going to have the income that I need to thrive. And, you know, and so you have to think about that. There are no good jobs. There are no good jobs. And the vice is only going to keep getting tighter for the middle class. It is. It's not going to let up. It's not going to let up. No, it's just not. And if you look back in history, it used to be the real ultra wealthy, and this, whether they was in Africa or whether they was in Europe or wherever the world they were, what made the wealthy so much wealthy is the fact that they controlled land. They controlled land. It used to be a party you couldn't even vote if you didn't have land, you know, and they had it where if you were white and you had to be white and own land. Well, Africa didn't have no such a foolishness as far as like that. No, but nevertheless, the same concept that if you have the land, okay, you have the power, you have resources, you have power, because now people can work on your land, because they were agrarian society back there, and they'll never be able to get off of it. You know, in the South they called it sharecropping. Well, the lands are different right now. The land right now, the new wealth is being created called digital real estate.
Right.
Digital real estate. Catch what I just said. Digital real estate. Creating online. The online community is like the new frontier. And the more millionaires are being created, and tens of thousands of millionaires will yet still be created by using the concept online. You're able to reach the masses. Facebook has close to 3 billion customers. That's close to 45% of the world population. It's little wonder, you know, the little 38-year-old owner or 33-year-old owner, Mark Zuckerberg, is worth close to $100 billion. Okay, and so so we see the world shifting into the cryptocurrency sphere. So I would suggest you learn something about that, you know, or not learn something about it for your detriment. I would suggest you get strong about investing in blockchain technologies. You know, because I don't see nothing going up. Freebie, we do stuff. We teach you about blockchain technology. I mean, this is where the world is going, or any other thing that you can get in. You know, but and so, because really, ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to have a choice. You're not going to have a choice. You know, I mean, entrepreneurship is being taught in colleges right now. Go figure. That wasn't much of a course in instruction. You know, people say, okay, go get a business degree, and you go there and get a degree, and then you come out and work with someone. Like a lot of us business owners, we graduated with C averages. Yet we'll require you to have a degree to work for us. Isn't it funny? You can have. You don't have to have a degree to start a business, but a lot of business owners want you to have the degree to work for them in their business.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of comical, and we see that. So ask yourself, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? How are you going to navigate through this new economy? Because a lot of these jobs, and Prince Amir said yesterday, 4 million. He said 4 million. He talked about yesterday. He said they're not coming back. No. A lot of these jobs, what we're saying, they're not coming back. COVID will spread over in 2021. It will spread. It's not just going to be where all of a sudden January 1st comes and boom, all of a sudden we're back to normal. What's normal? No, You want a good business to go in? Okay. I'm getting in this business because I've been in it before, but there's still room for everyone on the stream right here. You want a real good business? They can't put you out. You can't be outsourced, anything like that. Start you a cleaning business. Cleaning is going to be so dominant because, you know, people are so concerned about hygiene now with this illness. Man, there are going to be multi-million-dollar fortunes made with that. You know, I have a friend. His wife and him living in Canada, Ontario, Canada, a close friend of mine. His wife, you know, she did about $70,000 last year, practically by herself, cleaning, working on her own schedule, cleaning houses and office buildings. $70,000, setting her hours and everything like that. I mean, I know the house she lives in. I know the vehicles they drive up there. They are not doing bad at all. Real estate, Canadian real estate, and all that stuff. And she's doing that, getting out there and getting it. You know, cleaning business. You know, that'd be phenomenal if you could think about starting. Now, I'm going to get in that hustle again because it's in demand. And then you want to really get certified doing environmental cleaning or deep cleanings with these restaurants and stuff and these banquet halls, man. And a lot of people with the houses, you can make a mint doing that. You don't need to keep going out there prostituting your skills and services for the highest bidder. You can create something, and you're going to have to. You're going to really have to, and you know, and so do that. Invest in opportunities like Freebase. Set you up a free account, get to work, getting paid for other people, you know, acquiring gold and learning cryptocurrency and personal development, getting paid for that. That's another income stream that both Dynas and I use, and just go ahead and make things happen because you really don't have a choice. That's what I want you to see on the stream. You don't have a choice. If you're one of those, sitting up there, well, when the elections is over,
right?
Tell me how did you fare with the elections? Tell me that. Tell me. Give me go back to your dad's generation. Go back to the 80s. How do you fare? When does the election, who's in office and who's not office, has anything to do with your hustle and you making things happen for yourself? Well, they give us job. I'm not talking to you about a job. I'm talking to you about a business. And you can enjoy the perks of the business. But tell me, what do these candidates offer you besides the same a dance and song they've been doing for generations? What do they offer? You think they offer? They're telling you a whole bunch of promises. So you mean to tell me you have more faith in a politician's word than you have in your own?
Right.
And your ability to create something yourself? That's a weak position to be in. If you want to look at politicians, vote in your interest. Who is creating jobs? Who are putting together legislation that make it easier for you to create a business? That make it where you can take more of your money. That's where your loyalty should be. You know, someone saying, well, we're going to give a whole bunch of money away. Hey, listen, that sounds cool on a low. You can give all you want. Someone's going to have to pay for it, and you're either going to pay for it in your taxes, or you're going to pay for it with less benefits or reduced benefits. But someone has to pay for it. There is no such thing as a free lunch. So what happens with the next crisis? What happens with the next housing crisis or the banking crisis? What happened with the next flu? We don't have Ebola. We don't have bird flu. We don't have swine flu. All these things. What happens with the next crisis? I mean, because if you don't have your business, Dynas, all you're doing is going from crisis to crisis. You know, all you're doing is going to crisis to crisis. You got to jump off. You got to jump off the wheel sometime. Oh, also, ma'am, sir, you're getting older.
All right.
You're getting older. No, I mean, you're getting older. You know, at one time I was a young cat, 18, full of life. You know, 20s went by, but 20s something like that. 20s hung around a little bit. The 30s, I can't tell you, man. They went by. The 40s, they were like a blur. Now I stand before you in my mid 50s. No, not too far from 60 years old. How did I get here? Just lived. Am I at the place I want to be? Absolutely not. Could I have took advantage of other opportunities in my youth? Yeah. Can I worry about that? Absolutely not. I just have to get busy with creating wealth now, and that's my direction. That's what I'm doing, because I don't want to be one of those people, at 70 years old or 75, trying to figure out, man, I'm too tired of staying in Costco, or man, I don't know how I'm going to live. I really want to leave America, or I don't want to be confined in a nursing home. I don't want to have those decisions. So I need to have income in order to do it. Prince, man, we got a couple of comments right here, man. I want to kind of shorten the stream. What we're just talking about.
1 second, Fitzgerald. Guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share, and also my FreeBay affiliate links in the chat room will also be in the description for those who are watching the replay. Click on that affiliate link, sign up as an affiliate, and once you sign up, I will call you and we'll get you guys up and running. And also Sierra Leone, April 21st to the 30th. Come and join us again. Come and join us in Sierra Leone. Go to searchforwho.com and hit me up. All right, go ahead, for sure.
Okay, Mr. Jimmy from Sudan, welcome. We'll appreciate it. Real Beautiness 25. You are about five years too late. We have been talking about this. Okay, I don't know who the we is, but I've been talking about this for over 20 years. But the thing is, what are you doing now? Okay, what are you doing now? So I assume that we are both on the same page with this. Something needs to be done now. Okay, so action has to be taken. Rock and hype, roll tide, and so I I appreciate that. There's another Miss Collie Wolt. Alabama's going down. Must be a Georgia fan like right one with you.
Yeah.
Middle class, and that person also wrote middle class, highly leveraged debt. Yeah, you're right. But the thing about debt is it has to be paid back, and usually has to be paid back in interest. And sometimes often with debt, not sometimes, often they can call in your marker, meaning that it's nothing for stop them. Okay, you owe the whole $150,000 on that home or that thing. We want it all right now. They can do that. You don't have to necessarily work with installment plans. They can really do that. So I believe in being debt free and paying as I go. That's my concept. Pretty Pearls 26, love that handle. Yes, I don't think there is any middle class right now. I mean, I agree. I mean, too many in the middle classes are struggling. Truth Seeker, my student loans got paid because of this virus. I'm happy as hell. Great, awesome. Would love to know how you did it. Would love to know how you do it. That's that type of forward thinking that we really, really need. Would love to, maybe sometimes Prince Amir with a separate show can actually invite you on, and you could tell that, and you can give your story about that, because he does have many people on with economic platforms in addition to myself. The man brings some very good leaders and people who are actually doing it. So I would love to hear how you did that myself. Robin the Girl Wonder, I have 3 different blood pressure meds, but only pay $6 total. Hey, FitzgeraldStevens@gmail.com. Send me information how you doing that. Okay. So I love it. But my goal is to actually, Miss Robin, is to wean myself off of those. I hate those things, man. I just hate them. But I have to be very, very serious. Blood pressure and high blood pressure they don't call it the silent killer for nothing. So I really have to take that serious, no matter how much how good I feel at times, so because I want to be here. What's the good of building all this wealth and I'm not here to enjoy it, and I want to spend some of it on me, instead of giving all of them to my descendants and let them have a good time. I want to have some fun too. The India LaRue Deja, if I'm pronouncing your name, please apologies. The design aware and the misuse of money resources, focus on building others' dreams, corporation, putting our money in everyone else's bank, losing black land again. Okay. See, here's where I'm going to disagree. Here's where I'm going to agree to disagree with you on that point. You really won't hear me talking a lot about what we as a collective ought to do. There's a reason for that. I practice and focus. My emphasis is focus on the individual. I focus on the economy of my household, and I teach other people to focus on the economy of their household. And you find like-minded people who are doing that you can work with and build something. So therefore, the we is me. Okay, so I'm not really trying to galvanize Prince Dynastic Mir household. I'm really not, because I know I can't do anything from a position of poverty. I know I have to put my own oxygen mask on first. So when it's all, well, we ought to do black banks and we ought to do that. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But let's focus on what we can control within our own household. You can start your own business independent of the we. You can reduce savings independent of the we. You can incorporate to limit your time, your tax burden independent of the we. No, you can find like-minded people to work with independent of the we. Not everyone's going to follow you. And it's so common. It's so simple. And it would seem like everyone was simple. Even when I'm saying right now with a business, hey, we got a free business to join and free business come upon. Let's go and build wealth together. I'm not naive. I know everybody's not going to do that. I know some people are actually going to look to fight me on that. That's your decision. I'll just keep building my wealth, and Dynastic will too. You know, some people like, okay, Fitzgerald, I agree that I need to start a business, but I have my own plan to do that. Phenomenal. You and I are talking the same thing. You know, as long as it goes out to, hey, I'm creating residual income streams. I'm leaving assets to my children. I'm leaving those residual income streams to my dependents, and I'm limiting my taxes, and I'm creating generational wealth. Well, we're talking the same thing. The method of how we choose to get there, that's different. You know, some people do it with real estate. Some people do it with YouTube channels. Some people do it with referral-based marketing business. Some people do it with laundromats. Some people, whatever you decide to do, but that's the goal, to create residual income streams. Create about three to seven income streams that don't depend upon you going out there to work to bring money in your house. So we're saying the same thing. Samuel Simone, it's rough here in New York. We have ourselves, we have to anchor ourselves outside of Africa. Man, I used to live 6 years in Buffalo, New York. Man, New York, boy, I mean, the taxes up there are just ridiculous. And I'm glad I'm out of there. You know, I don't regret leaving there. Well, first of all, I never should have been there. You know, so I don't regret being out of that region at all. I know how some areas are tough to live because of the taxes, which brings up another point. I was taught by my first cousin, Joel Stevens, who owns Stevens Trucking Company in Montgomery, Alabama, and he's also a real estate developer. He taught me something. I want to say to you guys too. I don't stay anywhere where I don't prosper. I don't stay anywhere where I don't prosper. I don't stay around anybody that I don't prosper. You know, associations matter. Geography matter. Now, I submit to you some of the tightest and most successful immigrants, whether from Africa or whether the world they came in, they wouldn't be a success in their home country like they can do America or Canada or the West. This is fact. This is fact. No, bottom line. Why? Because of the climate here. Okay. Then, which begs to differ. That asking, why don't the people who are already here take advantage of the same thing? Right. We'll see where one person sees gold, the other person sees stone. So attribute to it, but climates matter. I don't stay anywhere where I don't prosper. I don't stay with anyone I don't prosper. I don't associate with anyone I don't prosper. I'm looking to move forward, and time is not the luxury. It's something I have to waste, and I'm not going to do that anymore. Hair tutorials and reviews. Wow, so many people are working more than one job to hold together. Hair tutorial review, that's the norm now. One job ain't cutting it. Incidentally, a lot of those jobs are going to part-time now. So you're going to be forced to do that, to put the just to put things in it. What are you guys' thoughts on crypto? Ross Sewell said, what are you guys' thought on crypto? You better learn it. You better learn how to deal with crypto trading. You better learn about the blockchain. Cash is being replaced. Cash is being replaced. Cash is that worthless people seeing of what it is. Worthless. They want something they can really that's tangible to the now, without a lot of the governments and an international banking cartel getting in and eroding the purchase power of the money. So cryptocurrency is the way to go. We also do that at Freebay. Okay. India Dallaru again. Investors dog low income, hustlers but cartwheels. When 95% rents came in and continue to build billions off of housing, U.S. grants from government, tax write-off, and zero and billions of sale. We can do that. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. The way you really win the wealth system, the money game, you do what the players who are making the money, and you duplicate what they do. That's what you do. You find your assistant you can build, and you duplicate what they do far as in there. Nancy Stu, times have changed, yeah, and they're not going back the same. They're not going to go in the same. And we look at things and say, well, how can we do it? I mean, Mr. Rick Lasamia, hot jobs in healthcare, yeah, they are. Yeah, I agree with that. There are some great job things out there. And once again, I'm not against jobs, but at the end of the day, I am against forever parking my life on a job and not put something together that I control, because you know what? Your job is not necessarily going to let you go to Africa and stay for like 3 months. Your job is not necessarily going to allow you to come in and go out when you want to. A job is not going to let you decide when you want to get raises for the most part, or better yet, a job is not going to allow you to leave your income that you made on a job to your children. So that's why you need your own business, and you need your own business like yesterday. No, so in my conclusion, just think very strongly about what you need to do. Have the conversation with yourself if you're single. Or have the conversation with you and your significant other, your wife or your husband, and sit down and say, okay, we're doing pretty good, or don't even say that. Let me back up. Say, this is our household income. What would happen if we lost this? Okay, that's the first question, because that's going to shake the sleep off of you. That's going to, like you say, oh, okay, now I'm getting what Fitzgerald is saying. And then the second question you want to sit up there and say, how do we replace this? What can we do to replace this without us having to work for it? What can we do to have this type of money coming in where we know that our family won't be devastated? What can we do? Freebay business, writing a blog, YouTube channel, selling Italian ices on the corner, hot dogs. What can we do? Maybe get some tax liens. What can we do to create this money? What can we do to create this 80,000, 90,000, 100-something thousand? If by chance someone knocks on the door, like Fitzgerald is saying, and like he said with his old boss, is someone, hey, you don't got a job anymore, and it's high 6 figures, that's gone. So this is what we make. How can we get this money? How can we make this money? In my conclusion, Warren Buffett has said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Therefore, that eliminates everyone who's under sound of my voice who's working a job. That eliminates everyone under sound of my voice who's working a job. Because what Mr. Buffett said, a gentleman who's close to $85 billion, he has said that if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. That eliminates all the so-called good jobs, all the titles, and all. Call yourself what you want. But if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you're going to work until you die. Prince Dinas Amir, as I said before, he says that titles are not sexy, income is. Do you have the money or do you not? Do you have the money or do you not? That is the only question business people ask you, or when you get ready to conduct business, that's the only question they ask you. They may ask you this one. When are you going to get it? When are you going to have it? Money and capital is nothing but access. It just opens doors. Mr. Michael Delco would say, if you don't come from a wealthy family needs to come from you. You know how many first generation millionaires are being created right now? Black, white, Latina, no, Asian, women, men, even some people with criminal records. You know how many millionaires are being created right now? They're getting out there and creating their own systems. And going to the local convenience store, picking up a lottery ticket for $2, thinking you're going to be a millionaire, is not a system I would recommend to create wealth. Okay, no. So you have to look at systems and create it. And finally, Fitzgerald Stevens says, if you don't make moves will be made on you. What are you going to do if moves are made on you? Think about that. What would you do right now if you didn't have your job by the end of the week? You need to be thinking like that every day until you get to that number where you want to be, and then you need to reset that number. What are you going to do for income? How many under the sound of my voice that you have a year's worth of living expenses if you lose your job? You can still get your haircuts, the dog can still get fed, the mortgage still get paid, the car payments, the school tuition fees, food on the table. How many you can maintain your lifestyle? How many you have enough reserves in there for a year? Okay, forget about a year, 3 months. How many of you have it? Because 3 months that's when everything starts going to the hot place. No, 3 months, the 3 months you can be evicted from your home. 3 months a tow truck can be snatching your car out your driveway. 3 months, everything can go south. Everything. Please ask me how I know. So what's your contingency plan? Or are you one of those who are in ignorantly denial? You see all these news things happening. Prince Don asked Amir and I, we counted on Friday, 81,000 people lost their jobs between the three major companies. Oil companies, Disney decided they're going to get rid of 28,000. Amir talked to me about the airline industry. They're going to do something like 30,000. And then and there was another company that dropped 28,000. I forget the name of it, but just boom, boom, boom. And so you see all this stuff happening. You see this pandemic out there and stuff, but yet somehow you think you're immune. Someone's done convinced you're good. I was fired from a job that I didn't even know it. And I said this story, and you tell them they had just gave us a Christmas party. They thought everything, they made us think everything was solid. Yeah, you guys are cool. You guys are real great, because jobs don't want you to leave before they're ready for you to leave. Because if you leave before they're ready to do, you can put them in a bad position. People kept, the band was still playing while the Titanic was sinking, making people think everything is cool. It's not cool out there. It's not cool just because a few are in position or are riding this wave out. And believe me, a few are riding it very well. What about the masses? What about you and your family? And this is what you have to look. You have to look and see, man, how can I get out of this? What am I going to do? Once again, and with the closing statement here, if your salary and your combined household income was off the table, I'll give you a mark of $80,000, 60,000, whatever it is. But let's just say, for meeting in the middle, $80,000. If that 80,000 come the end of Friday, someone walk you in the office and say, you don't have this anymore, what would you and your family do? I suggest you start like a free pay business immediately. And I suggest you beat that curve, and you have something in place just in case that can come, because nothing is guaranteed. And then the second thing, how are you going to replace that 80,000? How are your family going to live? How are you going to do that? No, that's a question that we need to ask ourselves, and we need to be getting better and better and better at creating wealth for us and our families. If not, get ready to be in soup lines. And I'm not trying to be funny, and I'm not trying to be cruel. Get ready to be on the foreclosure list. Get ready not to be able to properly to have to pull your children out of good schools and get right there. Get ready to lose your health care. This is real. And that's why I talk like I do, and I'm too old to play with you, and I'm certainly not afraid of you, to tell you the truth. So think about that, and think about that. Get started. You got other things you don't know what to do. Go ahead and register on a Prince Amir with his freebie business. We'll show you. We'll show you how to create wealth. We'll show you how to easily do that. I've been doing this about like 6 years. He's been doing it 5. It works. And they don't ask us, where do we get the money? So on that note, everyone have an awesome day. Just switch the news off. Okay, I've already told you enough to say, like, forget about that. The politicians are going to be fine. President Trump. Well, you know what? He has access to the best healthcare in the world. You don't, but he does. The rest of the politicians on there on both sides out, their families are taken care of. The average senator who comes out in the United States, when they get ready to retire, they went that senatorial race and they have that chair. You know what? They get paid like $174,000 for life, with all kinds of benefits. You don't, but they do. So you got to put yourself in those type of positions. Dynas, man, hey, I appreciate your time. I'm going to get ready to go right now. And everybody have a prosperous and great day.
Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Make sure you go to dynastymir.com. Free Bay affiliate links in the chat rooms, also in the description. Sign up as an affiliate. I will personally get back to you and get you guys up and running. Also, Sierra Leone, April 21st to the 30th. Come and join us. Until next time, family, Dynasty Mir search for Huru. Peace.